Hello students, in this small video, let us understand the principles of self-help groups. We all know that self-help group is a very novel concept evolved in recent years as a tool for empowering the downtrodden segment of the society. It is considered as a very successful model. So let us look into the principles of self-help group mobilization. What is a self-help group? Self-help groups are informal associations of people who choose to come together to find ways to improve their living conditions. It can be defined as a self-governed, peer-controlled information group of people with similar socio-economic background and having a desire to collectively perform common purpose. So let us now understand what are the principles of self-help groups. We have understood what is a self-help group. The purpose of organizing a group is encouraging people to come together to identify their priorities, resources, needs, and find solutions in such a way that it promotes representative participation, good governance, accountability, and peaceful transformation. The very purpose of group mobilization is to raise the status of the poor in a society through capacity building for self-awareness, self-development, and self-realization. So we should understand the principles of self-help group from this context. We know that mobilization of group is the process of group development, facilitating active involvement of the people to improve their socio-economic profile. Very important in motivating the people, encouraging participation, building community capacity, and promote sustainability and long-term commitment to community change movement. So, the self-help group aims at encouraging poor people to help themselves, to join hands for their socio-economic empowerment. The key principles of the economic dimension of self-help group are mutual trust, accountability, participation, and creativity. On the other hand, from social dimension, the self-help group approach, the main principles are affinity, trust, participation, mutual responsibility. The key principle of a political dimension of a self-help group approach are independence and involvement. So a self-help group has economic dimension, social dimension, and political dimension. So the principles governing self-help management should look into economic dimension, social dimension, and political dimension. Broadly, experts have accepted 5 important principles in self-help groups. There are innumerable principles, but in this video, let us focus on 5 important principles. Principle of participation, principle of equality, principle of confidentiality, principle of own benefit, principle of responsibility. The first principle is principle of participation. All members of a self-help group participate in the group activity voluntarily and because they themselves are affected by the group's topic. Why do people voluntarily participate? Because their activities will affect their socio-economic living. So, a prerequisite for membership in a self-help group is that the member is affected by the same illness, disability, dependence, or psychosocial conflict situation for which the group exists. It is not possible to be represented through a person. Therefore, they come together. Participation in self-help group is strictly voluntary. That also means that every person may leave the group or any person can join the group if he feel it is worth. So principle of participation, involvement of the people with the same socio-economic background, the problem, threat, who intentionally come together thinking that by joining their hands they can overcome their problem which they cannot personally. So principle of participation is very important. The second principle is principle of equality. All members are equal and determine the group work together. Every member is important. All are equal because people with the same background who feel that individually they cannot overcome the problem, by joining the hands they can overcome the problem. So they come together. All are equal. How the group works, whether it is open to new members or closed, which subjects are discussed, which activities are undertaken, these are all decided by the group together in accordance with democratic principle. There is no group leader with special rights. All members have the same rights and same obligation. On equal footing, people voluntarily come together when they feel that each one is important, each one is equal, all are equal. That is a principle of self-help group. Principle of confidentiality, obligation to maintain secrecy. People come to the group, join the group with their own problems. They want to overcome the problem. So they may come to the meeting, they may share their feelings, they may share their problems. So whatever is discussed should be within the group. It should not go outside the group. That is the principle of confidentiality. That means everything which is discussed in the group remains in the group and nothing is ever passed to third parties. So mutual trust is a prerequisite for good work together in the group. To be able to speak openly and honestly about one's own situation, each member must be certain that everything which is said will be treated as confidential. Therefore, members should all agree to each other that nothing will be passed on to outside parties. So, mutual trust, obligation to maintain secrecy. If there is mutual trust, then only people come to the meeting, join hands in the self-help group. So, confidentiality is the most important principle of self-help group. Principle of own benefit. Every member is in the group primarily in order to do something for himself rather than for others. Why do a person or a women, rural women come and join self-help group? His or her objective is to find some benefit for themselves, not to benefit others. So when you benefit yourself, in a way you may benefit others, but most important thing is they are worried about their socio-economic condition, their problem, their challenges. Remember, difficulties frequently arise when someone wants to help the other without doing something for himself or herself. See, because he or she is speaking out of a personal conviction or has experienced and overcome something similar in the past. Even the best intended advice with which such a member overwhelms the others can be problematic. So every member is in the group primarily in order to do something for himself or herself rather than for others. The last principle, most important principle, principle of responsibility. Every member is responsible both for himself and for what happens in the group. Being a member of a group, he or she is responsible for the activities of the group. Because once you become the member of the group, you should wholeheartedly involve in group decisions, group activities. Everyone decides for himself or herself whether or to what extent situations, group happenings and conversations address his or her own concerns. In this way, each member contributes actively and responsibly to what happens in the group and how its work is structured. Each member should tell the others when in his or her opinion something is going wrong within the group. Then possibilities for changing things can be considered together. So that is responsibility. So we have understood basic principles guiding the activities of self-help group. Thank you very much.